So I just wanted to do a quick video about a new spinner I picked up, and by new I mean new to me. It's a used spinner. It's been around for a while. This is the Boomerang from 2R Designs, but this is the aluminum version with a 608 bearing. So this is one of the original aluminum Boomerangs. It's been powder coated. It's the color isn't coming through super clearly, but it's a I'd call it a navy blue. With these buttons are gray, also powder coated. Here it is next to another 608 Boomerang. In this case, this is the standard brass with the 608 bearing. This one I replaced the bearing. This one I've just recently acquired, so I've just been playing with it for, I don't know, day and a half, 2 days now. And I just wanted to show it to everyone, as I know there's been some reviving interest in these 608 Boomerangs. And so I picked up this aluminum one used. I got it fairly cheap, so I was really happy to pick it up, even though I initially wouldn't have been too excited about the aluminum. But I've actually been enjoying it. It's a pretty interesting spinner. Not my favorite bearing, but definitely it's that great shape, and it is a 608, so it has a lot of potential. From a design standpoint, it's pretty much identical to the standard brass Boomerang that we all know and love. Obviously it's been powder coated, so it's got this paint job, it's got some texture. I really don't like powder coating and anodization, but in the case of aluminum, it's nice, just it adds a grip, and raw aluminum tends not to be the nicest material. The powder coating on this one is actually held up really nicely. I don't really see too many mars or chips or anything like that, except for this one right here. As for the buttons, they are a light gray. They appear to be brass. Pretty similar to these brass buttons. I think they're the same. But yeah, they seem to be powder coated brass. So they have a little extra grip from the paint, but you know, I'm not sure I really like this color. I'd prefer just a raw brass. Here's the spinner itself. This, I'm told, is in Bones Red, which is a steel 608 bearing. It's actually really quiet, which is one of the things you get from those steel on steel bearings. Get this on the spin. Here it goes. Really smooth, really quiet. So bearing in this one is quite nice. It just doesn't have a huge amount of audio or feedback. So I'm a little torn on whether I'm going to keep it, maybe move it over a full ceramic or one of these one of these Bronson raw. This one's got a lot more sound, a lot more feedback. So I'm definitely considering a full ceramic for this. But part of me wants to just keep it stock, because it is pretty cool. On the weight side, obviously this being an aluminum spinner, it's quite light. So let's go ahead and weigh that. Here we have the brass Boomerang with no buttons. We're at 53.6 grams. Aluminum, 24 grams. So 24 grams is a pretty light spinner. With the buttons, we'll measure that up, and you're looking at 36.7 grams all day. So really pretty light there, and that will be the downside to the aluminum. It just there's not a lot to hold on to. On the upside, and total weight is 66 for this one, and yeah, 36.7 for this one. So on the upside, if you are someone that feels hand fatigue or finger fatigue, then aluminum might be a good way to go. Obviously, titanium is usually preferable. These titanium 608s are really hard to find, and they get pretty expensive. I was able to get a good deal on this one. Titanium you're gonna pay fairly dearly for. So yeah, as for I haven't done a spin time. Not really too interesting for me. Probably, you know, minute and a half, I would say. But you're at nice, light, smooth spinning. very fidgetable. And if you like the boomerang shape, I think this is actually a pretty nice little spinner. The one thing I'd want from it would be a bearing. It's a little bit more friction, since just this steel bearing is just really smooth and quiet. Again, so maybe I'll move to full ceramic, or maybe I'll move to one of these bones. Sorry, I keep saying the bones. I'll move to one of these away from the bones red to Bronson Speedco. I'm a little torn. I don't really know how well this aluminum will react to messing with it, especially with the powder coat, so I'm tempted just to leave this one stock, as this is probably not a spinner that's going to be easy to replace. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I know people have been appreciating these 608 boomerangs, so I just want to do another quick look at it. So thanks for watching.